October 16th, 1859, 10 p.m. I'm a white abolitionist at the entrance to Harper's Ferry with 21 black and white men. We're about to raid a federal arsenal to steal weapons and start an uprising that'll free every enslaved person in Virginia. I know this sounds absolutely unhinged, but sometimes you gotta match their energy with that same violent energy that they've been using on African Americans for 200 years. My name is John Brown, and this is the AP US History My Story podcast. We've been planning this raid for over a year. I've been traveling around raising money from abolitionists up north who are all talk and no action. Even Frederick Douglass told me this plan was a suicide mission. But honestly, I'm 59 years old. I've seen my sons die fighting slavery in Kansas, and if my death can light a fire that burns down this whole wicked system, then that's a trade I'm willing to make. The raid starts off okay. We take the armory and cut the telegraph wires, but then everything goes sideways. See, I was expecting enslaved people to rise up and join us. Instead, the local militia shows up, pins us down in the engine house, and starts picking off my men one by one. By morning, we're surrounded. Half my guys are dead or wounded. Then who shows up to finish the job? Robert E. freaking Lee. Yeah, the same dude who's going to lead the Confederate Army in about 2 years. He brings 90 Marines and they storm our position. I get stabbed, beaten, and dragged out of there looking like I just fought the entire U.S. Army, which I kind of did. The whole raid lasted 36 hours and we killed 5 people while losing 10 of their own. From a military standpoint, absolute disaster. From a Wake Up America to the violence of slavery standpoint, mission accomplished, bestie. All right, AP students, here's where this gets spicy for your exam. My raid at Harper's Ferry basically broke America's brain and fast-tracked us toward the Civil War. In the North, people saw me as an abolitionist champion for freedom. Henry David Thoreau, the Walden Pond guy, literally compared me to Jesus Christ. That's some intense rhetoric there. But the South lost their collective minds. My raid confirmed every paranoid fantasy they had about enslaved men and abolitionists plotting violent uprisings. Southern states started forming militias, passing stricter slave codes, and basically preparing for war. When Abraham Lincoln got elected a year later, Southerners were like, nope, this is John Brown 2.0 in the presidency. We're out. 7 states seceded before Lincoln even took office. So what happened to me after all this chaos? I get the fastest trial in Virginia history, 1 week to convict me of treason, murder, and inciting insurrection. During the trial, I said I was happy to die for God's eternal truth against slavery. The guards had to stop people from visiting me because I was converting them to abolitionism just by talking. And then they hang me on December 2nd, 1859, 6 weeks after the raid, making me an instant martyr that galvanized the North. Within 2 years, the Civil War started and Union soldiers were marching into battle, singing a song, John Brown's Body, which later became Battle Hymn of the Republic. Yeah, I even became a whole anthem. You can hear it in the background here. Frederick Douglass later said that even though my plan was crazy, I started the war that ended slavery. Sometimes it takes an unhinged white man with nothing to lose to show other white people what black folks had been saying forever, that slavery was violent and it would take violence to end it. Like, follow, and share the AP US History My Story podcast, because these stories hit different when you hear the original voices that shaped our country.